How do you turn MFL back into dollars? And what is Flowty are two of the most common questions that new players have when they start MFL. It's also a question that people that have been playing for a while have. Last week, we had the mid-season pack drop, and one of the most common questions that was going on all of the Discords and in the live streams at the time was, how much do you think this will sell for on Flowty? And then people going, what is Flowty? How do you use it? Never heard of it before. Why are these packs selling out so quickly? And so in today's video, I'm hopefully going to take you through what Flowty is, how to use it, how you can sell your packs, and also how you can buy packs too. Stay tuned in this video because I am going to do a giveaway. It's not something I'm in the habit of doing, but I did win a giveaway on Twitter. And so I'm just going to give the pack that I won in that giveaway away in this video. So stay tuned. It's not going to be at the end, so you have to watch the whole video. So on the MFL website itself, you can buy packs in two different ways. One during a pack drop, that's at the beginning of the season and in mid-season, from MFL for a dollar amount. And the other way is through the store with the MFL that you've won, where you can buy these reward packs. You can then obviously open those packs and then sell the players if that's how you wanted to bring the money in. But lots of people want to just sell the packs themselves, because once you open the pack, there's obviously that inherent risk that you're going to get an older player or a lower rated player. And the way to do that is on a website called Flowty.io. The reason for that is that MFL is built on a blockchain, and the name of that blockchain is Flow. So Flowty is the kind of marketplace. MFL is not the only kind of Web3 project that's built on Flow. You also have NBA Top Shot, Ballers, the La Liga Golazzos, UFC Strike, along with many others. So when you go on Flowty and go to the marketplace, you'll see all of these kind of different projects, but there you'll see three different selections for MFL: the player collection, the club collection, and the pack collection. Players used to be a fairly major thing that would be bought and sold on Flowty because you were able to put offers in on Flowty. If you were negotiating with somebody on Discord and you got them to a lower price, you might not want them to list it for that lower price on MFL because someone might get in there and snipe it. You would send them an offer on Flowty. The other reason that sometimes would happen is that whilst there is a 5% sell-on fee on MFL, there is technically a 7.5% sell-on fee on Flowty. But if you accept an offer, they don't always count the 5% that would go to MFL. And so it would just be a 2.5% tax on whatever you've sold. So for some of those bigger sales, that's quite a significant difference, 2.5% to 5%. So that sometimes might be why players would change hands on Flowty, and might be why it's still used for some of those bigger purchases now. But for the ease of use, the introduction of offers that we've got, MFL is the place for players. Clubs are going to get offers in the future, but right now, the only place that you could offer somebody for their club is on Flowty. You can see everybody's club on Flowty, whether they're listed or not. If you send an offer without messaging the person who owns it, the chance of them seeing that offer within 2 weeks is pretty low. So if you do want to buy a club on Flowty, you are better getting in touch with that person on Discord in the first place and saying that you've sent them an offer just to make them aware of that. You can buy club licenses as well as established clubs. So you can see here, there's a club license for Japan, Sapporo, for $80. It's unlikely that you'd be able to sell your club for much more on Flowty, especially with the way that the marketplace in MFL works now. So I don't think many transactions happen here. In fact, the last straight up purchase of a club on Flowty happened right at the beginning of June, almost a month ago. But really, the topic of today's video is the packs. So this is the pack marketplace on Flowty. You can see there are loads of different types of packs listed up for all kinds of prices. And so today I'm going to take you through how would you price your packs? How do you sell them? How do you buy them? So Flowty links to your Dapper wallet in the same way that MFL does. And in the same way that if you've used, for example, MFL Assistant, that does too. If you log in there, you log in with your Dapper wallet. And once you've logged in, you can go to your profile and you can see all of the clubs you own, all the players you own, and all of the packs that you own. Now, there's no way to sell your packs on the MFL website, so this is the only place that you can do it. You can see right now I have two packs, a common player pack and a common 50 to 54 rated player pack. And you can see my common player is listed up for $3.22. Now, that's more than it will sell for, but it was a price I was listing it at like 3 weeks ago. But you can see here, I can edit listing. I can put in whatever price I would like. I can list it up for $300 if I want. You can see what the tax is on it, and then I could just go and list this up. And you can see here, you get notifications when you sell things, and you can see what I've sold things for. The common 50 to 54 rated players for $6, the common players for $3. You can see I was doing a lot of selling at the beginning of this season, because that tends to be when it's the busiest. So let's say you've got a pack and you want to sell it. How do you know what you're listing it for? How do you compare to the rest of the market? There are plenty of ways to do this. The easiest way I've found is just to order what's listed by price. There's only 340 items listed up. It won't take that long to scroll through them. So if you go low to high, you'll probably have each of the different packs then in order in terms of all of the different tranches of pricing. So common player obviously is the cheapest. There's 3 up now for $2.93. I've sold some of these for way more than $3. $3.20 I sold one for. So these prices can fluctuate quite a bit. They tend to be the cheapest immediately after the store opens at the beginning of each season when everyone's got their MFL, they want to spend it, and they want to get that money in so that they can spend it for the next season. That prices of common players can go down as low as like $2.70 then, because there's just so many, there's not enough people buying them. So right now the price is kind of in the middle. They do go up a little bit higher. The price tends to get higher from that start of the store opening all the way up until the end of the transfer window. Obviously, people are adding to their squads as the transfer window continues, and as you get closer and closer to the end, people get more and more desperate, and so they might buy a pack instead. Then once you get to the end of the transfer window, you've then got kind of a 2-week period until you get to the mid-season break. Once you hit that mid-season break, the prices then tend to go back up a little bit again as people kind of buy to strengthen their teams at the midway point of the season. Then they take quite a big dip off because why would you buy a pack right now? Like, you can't add them to your team until next season, so it's only for people really in the redemption cups. They don't tend to have that much pull or don't even know about Flowty, so the prices dip back down again. So if you then scroll down through all of the common players, you get to the common 50 to 54 rated packs. So these are the kind of next most expensive to buy with MFL. You can see these are up now for $5.80. Again, I've sold loads of these for over $6, so you can see the prices are a little bit low right now. There's quite a few of these listed up. Then we get to the kickoff packs. So these are the first packs that you get in the pack drop. You buy these packs for $5. They contain 2 common players. They have a chance of being kind of upgraded to higher ratings, but most of the time it'll be 2 common players. And you can see the cheapest price of these packs right now is $13. And they do sell. Maybe not for $13, maybe for a little bit less, but considering you're only buying it for $5, you're pretty much doubling your money. And these are really easy to get a hold of on pack drops. So you can see why they sell out so quickly. People would like to buy them to then just sell them on, get that free kind of money, and then probably just spend it on a player that they don't need. The next packs are limited packs. You can see the cheapest ones right now are $14.50. These have been up as high as $15. So this, again, quite cheap right now. And there's lots of these up for $14.50. A lot of them for less than $15. But it's worth pointing out, there were no 55 to 59 rated packs here. People tend not to buy those lower rated reward packs. And I kind of get it, but there's none on the market, so you can kind of set the price if you wanted to buy one and try and list it up. Then we get to our next packs, which is the limited 60 to 64 rated. Most of these pack prices tend to go in kind of a pretty consistent MFL to dollar order right up until about here. Once you get to the 60 to 64 rated pack, it then tends to be like a lot more MFL to dollars. Once you get to rare, it's kind of not worth it by comparison if you're just wanting to sell the packs. We've got the starter pack here. It's really worth highlighting these starter packs. So you can only get these in 2 different places. Every new user has 3 of these that they can purchase for $10 each. And when MFL do the promo at the beginning of each season where you can buy a club and get a starter pack, that's the only other way you can get them if you're an already established player who's already bought these 3 starter packs. So you can see, despite being $10 on MFL, you can sell these for $24. Now, again, it's not selling because they're here and listed and they've not sold, so maybe a little bit cheaper. You can absolutely double the money that you've put in to buy a starter pack when selling it. And for new players, this is one of the best ways to kind of get like a free bit of money at the beginning of playing MFL. If you buy all 3 of those packs for $30 and sell them all for, let's say, $21 each, you've essentially doubled that $30 initial investment and you'll have $60 there. That could be enough, or with just a little bit more money, you could buy a club with that. And as I've shown with my free-to-play series, you can just start playing MFL and start building your agency up from that point. If you've already got a club, you could use that extra money to just buy better players for your club. So definitely something I would have a look at if I was just starting out. Obviously, I'm not going to tell you to buy them because this is not financial advice, but I think it's one of the kind of best ways if you're starting and want to just increase the amount of money you have to play with. Definitely think about getting these starter packs for a tenner and selling them for double. Then we hit the limited packs. So these are the second cheapest packs in the pack drops. And you can see these are going for $27 right now. And you can buy these for $15 from MFL. I always try and get a limited pack or two because I just think they're incredible value at $15. And as you can see, they're selling for almost double here. So again, this is why those packs sell out so quickly on pack drops. You can sell them for more. You can just get a bit of kind of profit from buying and selling the pack. And again, we skip the lower rated here. So there's no 65 to 69 rated reward packs. We just go straight into the uncommon player packs. You've got to remember as well, uncommon player packs and all the reward packs only have one player in them. All of the packs from the pack drops, so the limited packs, the kickoff packs, even the starter packs, have at least 2 players in them. The standard and rare have 3 players in them, so that can explain the price difference a little bit. But the other reason why there might be a price difference is that the reward packs, you will only get the rating of player that you are meant to get. So an uncommon player pack will be guaranteed between 65 and 74 rated. Whereas if you get a limited pack, for example, from the pack drop, although you are most likely going to get a limited player and a common player, there's a chance that both of those could be upgraded and you could even get a legendary in that pack. So that's why sometimes the packs aren't quite equivalent when you're trying to look at the prices between them, because you're guaranteed to get what you've bought in the reward packs compared to the kind of store-bought packs. We then hit the uncommon 70-74 rated, so they're $79. And as you can see, the guarantee for that rating is way more than just the normal uncommon player. We have a couple of club packs listed up, so club packs absolutely can be sold here on the marketplace. You tend not to get much more than the $80 that you'd spend on them. But the reason why they sell here is that if you want a fresh club, as an established player who's already bought the 2 clubs you're allowed on the MFL marketplace, this is the only way to get a club pack until you get to those pre-season kind of pack promos where you are allowed to buy a new club with a starter pack. Even then, that's only 1 club. So people do like that opening animation. They like the chance of getting somewhere that's desirable, you know, whether that be a US city or a city in the UK. And so, yeah, you can see why people might buy these club packs, but you won't get much more than the $80 you've spent on them. We've got standard packs. Again, I tend to always try and get one of these on the pack drops. You buy them for $50 from MFL, and you can see that these are cheapest right now at $78. This probably will sell at $78 because they tend to go for that $80 range. I think if you're someone who likes a bit of a risk to see if you can get a higher rated player, these are one of the better packs in the pack drop for you. You're pretty much guaranteed to get the $50 you'd spend from MFL back. And I reckon you probably get close to the $78 that you would spend on the pack from Flowty. Because you got 3 players, the chance of getting that upgrade just feels higher. And because you're kind of guaranteed that uncommon, an upgrade there would be into rare. So it's one of the funner packs. I tend not to want to open rare packs, but I'll absolutely open the standard pack every time we have a pack drop. And again, we skip the 75 to 79 rated player reward packs and just go straight to the rare player packs. Now, the cheapest one here is at $225, but these tend to sell for comfortably under $200. The price fluctuates massively. I just don't think these are ever worth it. I think they're so expensive and the downside is so massive compared to the potential upside that, yeah, I just can't contemplate spending that amount of money on a player that could be worth like $40. Then we have the rare packs after those. So these are the most expensive packs and the most sought after packs on pack drops. And you can kind of see the reason why. They're $160 from MFL. They sell here for $250. They used to sell for more than that. I sold one for $320 at one point. Like, they are super, super sought after. People love that risk of opening them. And you can see so many of them are listed up here to be bought. That's why they're going so quickly. Worth noting again, no legendary reward packs for sale here. Most of those deals will probably be done on Discord with a direct negotiation. But yeah, this is how I try and kind of find the price. If I want to sell a pack, this is how I find out what the market's looking like. You can also go to activity, and if you just filter by purchased, you get the list of all of the recent purchases. You can get an idea of what people are spending, what people are willing to spend on each of those packs. Before I go into how you sell your pack, I'm going to do the giveaway here. Nobody put a comment of telling people when this is, by the way. I want them to watch the whole video because it's better for me, all right? I won this common 50 to 54 rated player on a giveaway on Twitter. Shout out Ron John at NFT Let's See. He did a kind of rigged giveaway that was only for creators, and I got this 50 to 54 rated common player pack. So how I'm going to do it as a giveaway is you've got to log on to Flowty, find me, find this pack, and offer for $0.01. So it should sell for like nearly $6. It's not that big of a giveaway, but I got it for free. I'm not in the habit of doing giveaways, but hey, I got it for free. You can have it for free. So you've got until Saturday. I'm going to the meetup on Saturday. Obviously, we're meeting up in the Parc de France with MFL for a kind of big first ever community meetup. I will choose the winner at that point from all of the offers I've received on this pack for $0.01. This video should be going out on Thursday, so you've got 3 days to do it, to work out how to do it. I've shown you how to log in. All you've got to do is find me and find my pack and send me an offer for it. But let's say I wanted to buy a pack. So as you can see in my inventory right now, I just have one common player pack and one common 50 to 54 rated pack. You can see that in Flowty, but worth showing you in the inventory. I'm going to go and buy the cheapest common player pack. So at $2.93 from the marketplace. I just go through all of the confirmations, confirm it on Dapper as if you're buying a player on MFL, and it shows up in your inventory after a few minutes. So if you've missed out on packs from a pack drop and you would like to kind of give them a chance, then you can buy them from Flowty and open them. Obviously, they're a bit more expensive. Or if you want to get some better kind of reward packs, if you've not earned enough MFL to get the pack that you want, then you can also buy that from Flowty. But if you've got your packs, you don't want to run the risk of opening them, getting something that's not worth anything and not being able to sell it, this is a really good place to kind of turn your MFL back into dollars for you to reinvest into your team. All the money just goes into your Dapper account, obviously minus the tax, and so you can just re-spend it then on new players, on packs in the pack drop, or you can just hold it and maybe withdraw it at some point. Obviously, there's some fees for withdrawing from Dapper, but if you've ever wondered what Flowty is, if you wanted to know how people were buying packs or selling packs, hopefully this has explained how. If you've got any more questions, put them in the comments. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you for the support on the recent ones. I've been JoshXLS, and I'll catch you in the next one.